Let's find out more about the brave men who will dare to attempt it. Shawn Mad Dog McConnell and Charles Grisham, because two men will attempt it. Motorcycle racer Shawn McConnell and stuntman Charles Grisham. Here's what they plan to do. Shawn and Charles will climb onto a Suzuki GSXR 750. The bike's about 10 years old, and this will definitely be its last ride. That's because Shawn and Charles are going to race it up a ramp that's 64 feet long and only 20 inches wide, then crash the bike directly into the side of a 1976 Buick LeSabre. But in the split second before the bike slams into the car, they're going to jump up and be launched into a 120-foot-long crash pad made of cardboard box.
This high-speed stunt requires the skills of an expert racer and the courage of a fearless stuntman. And that's exactly why Shawn and Charles have decided to team up. Shawn's the son of a motocross champion, but it didn't take long for him to discover that racing was in his blood, too.
My dad used to race when I was a little kid, and he had to raise a family, so he retired. And then when I got older, I started. It wasn't something he pushed me in, he gave me an option, and I really enjoyed it. At 15, I turned pro, and I've been ever since.
During his years on the racing circuit, Shawn's had more than his share of spills, but tonight's wipeout will be a first.
I've crashed at speeds at 70 and over, but not intentionally.
That's why he'll be relying on the expertise of stuntman Charles Grisham.
I trust Charles a lot. He's one of the reasons that I said I would do this if he did it. Not too many guys I would trust on the back.
Full house backfield.
In high school, Charles was a star quarterback.
Looking to throw and complete to Farrar, the tight end.
He says football taught him a lot about stunt work.
From getting hit and knocked down so many times, you learn how to take a hit and how to absorb it and not hurt yourself.
Charles has appeared in hundreds of TV shows and films. He's used to working solo, but tonight he'll be relying on Shawn to pull off this two-man kamikaze stunt.
I know Shawn personally. I've seen him ride. I rode with him. I know his background. I've seen him race. That is crucial to whoever's riding that bike.
The most crucial element of this stunt is timing.
We have to be in sync. When we go off this, we have to go together.
They must jump off the motorcycle at precisely the right moment, or it could mean disaster.
That's why this stunt is so scary. You really have no idea what could go wrong. At 70 miles an hour, a half a second, you can travel 30 feet. So it's crucial we find that point where we have to start pushing from a squatted position to get to a standing position. It's mandatory that happens at the same time, and start doing it and leave at the same exact time.
Two men, one motorcycle, and no room for error.
Once we get to a point, there's really no bailing out, there's nowhere to go.
Earlier tonight, a rainstorm and strong winds threatened to cancel this stunt. The crash pad of cardboard boxes was blown apart by those powerful gusts. But the crew was able to put the pieces back together once the rain stopped and the wind died down. Then Shawn and Charles decided conditions were safe enough to go for it. They suited up and spent a few moments getting last-minute good wishes from their families. They're out on the track right now and ready to go. Let's go to Tyler.
Okay, well, I guess at this point it's go time. And it's time to ask if you guys got any final thoughts, anything going through your head that you'd like to share with us right now, Charles?
We'll see you on the other side.
Short and sweet. How about you, Shawn?
I'll go with Charles.
These guys like to keep it short. They like to keep it nice and simple. But there's nothing simple about this stunt they're about to.
Shawn and Charles are at the starting line. Let's go back to Tyler.
It's crunch time here. Shawn and Charles are ready to do this thing. Despite the wind and rain a little bit earlier, they are raring to go. The ramp is dry, but there are still some heavy gusts of wind here to contend with. There you see the families of Shawn and Charles. There's Shawn's fiancée, Robin, along with Charles' fiancée, Auburn, and all their kids. You can bet that Everyone is nervous about watching them crash this motorcycle on purpose. There's the crash pad over there. This is where Shawn and Charles are hoping to land. The men are expected to fly through the air anywhere from 80 feet to 130 feet from the end of the ramp. And you can believe me, hitting those cardboard boxes at that speed is probably going to feel like slamming into a brick wall. It is crazy. But then again, these guys, they know what they're doing. They are professionals, which is why nobody watching at home should even think about trying something like this ever. All right, this is it, the moment of truth. Shawn is ready to gun the throttle.
Here we go. Here we go.
And there they go. Shawn and Charles are going for it. They're getting that bike up to 70 miles per hour. Here they come. They're in the standing position. They're on the ramp. Oh, yeah, that was cool. They are somewhere inside those boxes. Man, that had to hurt. The safety team is scrambling in there to find them now. We've gotten the thumbs up from one of the men. I think it is Charles. Yes, it is Charles. But what about Shawn? There's his arm, but he's not moving. The paramedics are in there. Let's see if we can get in there and find out what happened. That sure was a bumpy landing.
While Tyler heads over, let's take another look at that amazing jump. Their takeoff down the ramp looked pretty smooth. Shawn had a little trouble getting the bike on course, but not too much. Wow, look at them sail into those boxes. Hopefully, Shawn and Charles are okay.
Let's get some cheese fine over here. Hey, fine. Okay, let's get a backboard in here and slide them onto it. Get a backboard. Get a backboard. Carry. Backboard.
You just heard our stunt coordinator, Joe Scorpion, calling for a backboard. Hopefully just as a precaution. It looks like Shawn will have to be carried out of there. Let's go back to Tyler.
All right, Charles, who was on the back of the bike, is fine, but Shawn is being placed on a stretcher. His family, of course, is very nervous and concerned right now. They've put Shawn in a hard plastic neck brace, but we don't know the extent of his injuries. Of course, this is not what we want to see. Here's the jump from another angle now. They timed the exit from the bike perfectly. Charles to the right, Shawn to the left, but look at how hard they hit. There's Shawn's kids. You can see how upset they are. It's got to be tough watching their dad being carried away to an ambulance. Charles is with Shawn right now. Let's listen in.
Yeah, we need to definitely, someone needs to let him know that he's totally okay.
They're moving him out of the way. All right, that's the news everybody wanted to hear. Charles says that Shawn is fine. He's going to be okay. Charlie Grisham with me right now. Charlie, what happened out there?
It was going. I haven't actually got to talk to Shawn. I know on the ramp, I know the bike was leaning right for whatever reason. Wind, who knows what it was. That was scary because I actually took my eyes off the box for a second as I was pushing. I think we left at a perfect time. I know Shawn had to have flipped the front windshield because it's in the boxes, so maybe just the impact.
A few tense moments there. So Charles, we've just found out. Come on over here. I think we've got some good news for you here.
I'm okay, guys.
The neck brace is off, Shawn Mcconnell. And everybody here breathing a big sigh of relief, especially his partner, Charlie Grisham.
Yeah.
Mike, do you have any idea what made that bike do that?
I don't know. We were probably 100 feet before the thing, and it went like this, and I thought, uh-oh, this is not good.
When you left the bike and hit those boxes, I tell you, you looked like a pretzel. How did it feel up there?
I went in really hard and I've been completely backwards and I arched my back and I thought, oh, that really stings. And, you know, for a few seconds you don't know what, like, did I break something? And, you know, this is basic sprains and stuff that you get.
Congratulations, Shawn Mcconnell and Charles Grisham. We're glad you made it without serious injury. Now, get ready to return to the edge of your seats as we take a stroll with the world's bravest wire walker.